Okay, this is another problem from homework. This is 12.5, I believe. I think this is related rates. So the question says brew pub is brewing beer in a large cylindrical container with R equals 4 meters. Beer is being removed from the container at a rate of 15 cubic meters per hour. Find the rate at which the height of the beer in the container is changing. So this is a related rates problem. All the related rates are problems, but it means that there's an equation that relates the two quantities that we're getting involved, or two or more, and then you have an equation about their rates. So in this case, they give you the formula for the volume of a cylindrical container. They say that the volume is it's written in the problem. I just didn't write it down because I didn't have the math thing to write it, but it's pi uh, r squared h, just the area of the base, which is pi r squared times h. So we're thinking that this is the container that's going to be somewhere full with beer. The beer is not blue, so it's kind of like up to here. So this is the h, and this is the volume of the beer. And so you don't think about the volume of the container, you think of the volume of the beer. The H is how high the beer is at that point. So really, the R is 4, so you know that this is 4. So in this case, our volume is 16 pi H, right? Because R squared is 16 because the R is 4. Okay, so this is the equation between the quantities. The quantities being related here is the volume and the height, right? The height of the beer. These are the two quantities. Now with this one, we get an equation that relates to the rates of these guys. So if we take derivatives of both sides, derivative with respect to time, dv dt, is 16 pi dh dt. Taking the respect to time, taking what's the change, the rate at which the height of beer in the container has been changing. We know from the problem up here, it's written tell us B is removed from container at a rate of 15 cubic meters. These 15 cubic meters is this. Okay, so dv dt is 15. In fact, it's negative 15. Right, it's negative, it's getting removed. So the dv, the rate of change of the volume is negative 15 cubic meters per hour, if you want to put the units there. I'm not going to write them. So in this case, you get negative 15, 16 pi is dh dt. Okay, so you want to ask a question, find the rate of which the rate at which the height of the beer is changing. So they're asking us to find this. So all you need to do is solve for dh dt. dh dt, that's the rate of the height, right? The rate is the rate. So it's negative 15 over 16 pi. You put that in your calculator, and you get something like negative 0.298. So the question said to round, so it's 0.3. Negative 0.3 cubic meters per hour. Okay, because that's the units at which this was in meters and there was hours, so that's the minutes of this. So this is it's a very simple problem once you figure out what to do, like most of the problems in math. But the big picture in these questions are two things. You're going to get an equation that relates to two quantities that are being, two or more quantities that are being involved in the problem. And from that equation, you take the derivative to come up with an equation that relates the derivatives of those quantities. That's why it's called a related rates problem. So two rates that are related somehow. And then they give you information of one of them. You plug that in here. And with that information, you can solve for the rate that you've been asking, that's been asked for. Okay. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay.